I do. I see that there's no other option for them, and you've already seen them slowly cave and do the right thing, quite frankly. Yesterday, we had 3 Democrats that did vote to keep the government open. On that first initial vote, it was only John Fetterman. And you also saw 2 others who were the last ones to get their votes in, who seem to really have trouble voting a shutdown again. And so what people have to understand here is, despite the fact that Republicans have a majority in the Senate, they don't have the 60 votes necessary to pass a funding bill, which is why 7 Democrats must join. Now, the real question is, why won't they vote for the same resolution, literally the same funding levels that Chuck Schumer himself negotiated last year and that they voted to extend 3 additional times? Why is this all of a sudden a problem for them? And they would prefer to shut down the government, hurt their constituents receiving services, ensure that the military is not paid. This doesn't make much sense. And so I think that they'll see that there's a big backlash from the American people. And I hope that they see that soon, because quite frankly, every day that there's a shutdown, it actually costs Americans more money. You're not saving any money. This will end up costing the taxpayers billions of dollars to reopen the government. It's a shame.
Yeah, you asked some great questions. And last night, CNN asked similar questions to House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries. And they were asking him how and when Democrats will end this government shutdown. So here's how he responded.
How are you going to get out of it if we are in a shutdown?
Again, correct me if I'm wrong in terms of the Republican perspective, but Republicans have been lecturing America all year that they control the government and that they're jamming their policy preferences down the throats of the American people. So how is it the case that at this particular moment in time, they're suddenly at the mercy of Democrats who are in the minority in the House or in the Senate, when Donald Trump has consistently behaving like he's all powerful?
So I didn't hear any solution. I didn't hear a plan there. Just heard blaming Donald Trump. What's your reaction to that?
Look, exactly to my point, he doesn't want the American people to know the dynamics in the Senate that require a bipartisan vote. 7 Democrats must join to get the 60 votes necessary to keep the government funded. The bottom line here is the Democrats are certainly putting politics over people. They know the ramifications. They've lectured everybody about the ramifications of shutting down the government in the past. And look, I've worked in a bipartisan manner. We passed 13 continuing resolutions over the years that I've been in Congress in a bipartisan fashion to avoid this very thing. And you're going to start seeing other things happening here. I mean, I'm sure the market's going to be responding. It's going to have a trickle effect economically. And what are the Democrats going to say then? The bottom line here is they have a responsibility to fund the government. And the fact that there was no other gimmicks, nothing added, because when they were in charge, they've always tried to jam through additional stuff in a continuing resolution. Republicans didn't play that game. We said we're going to do a clean extension. That is it. And they're trying to put in, the Democrats, all sorts of policies that have nothing to do with funding the government. They want to put in subsidies for insurance companies because the Affordable Care Act that they told us was going to reduce premiums actually had the adverse effect. It caused premiums to skyrocket. That was another lie they told us back when President Obama was there. So it's once again over and over lies coming from the Democrats. I'm proud of the Republicans for sticking together and doing the right thing here. And we hope that the Democrats in the Senate will finally give us the 7 votes so we can end this and really avert what could be an economic crisis. And the impact, again, the families won't get paid. Hopefully we can do this before the next pay period so they are not impacted.
So